with Chase Elliott. If you have a question for Chase, please raise your hand. We will get a microphone to you. Who would like to start us off? Start with Bob and then go to Stephen.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. Did you hear this announcement about the tournament bracket that they're going to have for next year?
Yeah, I don't know probably every single detail about it, but I have heard of it, and yeah, sounds interesting, especially starting at Atlanta. Now it being a speedway thing, but yeah, I think it has potential to add some excitement to to our year and doing something a little different. So I don't have any issues with that.
Should they give a playoff spot to the winner?
A playoff spot to the winner?
Of that bracket?
They're already going to be in.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. Chase, I've posed this question to a couple of drivers already, and I'll pose it to you as well. This place for so long was, a lost ark, lost relic, what have you. And last year, everyone was so excited to see this place be revived, revitalized, and hosting a Cup Series race again. So to come back this year and to know that we're coming back for the All-Star race next year as well, what is it like now to come to North Wilkesboro and know that it's normal for us to be racing here and that this is part of the rotation of racetracks that NASCAR goes again?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing. This place has been around for a long time and kind of in the heart of NASCAR land with Charlotte being right down the road and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think it's a good thing. Personally, I was excited to see that NASCAR or whoever spent a bunch of money to repave the place because that just told me that it was going to be around, for a while, and they made that commitment pretty quickly. So, yeah, I think it's all positive, and the fan turnout was great last year, and I hope that continues. I've seen a couple times in my career that we'll have something new and it'll go really good the first time, and then it won't after that. So I hope that this continues to be a positive event because it was last year, and I think that led to the money being spent on the racetrack and the resurface and all that stuff, and seemingly it's sticking around. So I hope that the fan support and excitement continues now that the racetrack got the support that it needed to live on.
And speaking of this track's revival, you were part of the first attempt. You were part of the first attempt at reviving this place back in 2010. You won a Pass South race here. That revival was pretty short-lived. What do you think is the biggest difference between that and now what SMI and NASCAR have done with this place?
Just money. They have the money to spend and the resources to support it. Like it needs to be supported, and nowadays asphalt racetracks across the countries that aren't affiliated with NASCAR or ISC or SMI or whatever you want to call them struggle, and they just do. And I hate to say that, but a lot of them do. And this place needed NASCAR's involvement to become what it once was.
Thanks, Chase.
Yep.
Matt Weaver, Sportsnaut. Kind of on a similar note, if Richmond goes away and we take that race to Mexico City or whatnot.
Richmond?
If Richmond goes away, and the story out there is that they're going to take that date to like a Mexico City.
So Richmond will go away totally? That's the rumor?
Well, one of the two.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Dale had said on his podcast that he felt like it was the beginning of this kind of movement to get away from short track racing again. The mile-and-a-half racing is so good. Are you worried as a short track pavement guy that even at the Cup Series level, we might be getting rid of more short tracks to have more mile-and-a-halves, more road courses, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's I can kind of see where he's coming from on that, right? Because the short track racing has been so bad, the last couple of years, that I think that they, and we all see it. I mean, the races at the mile-and-a-half stuff they have been really good, but I don't think that's always a reason to, get more of them. I always feel like less is more, and we go to the Bristol Night Race is a perfect example of less is more that there is, because you go there once a year. It's super exciting. Everybody loves the Bristol Night Race, and it's because it only happens one time a year. It makes it special. And road course racing was really special and really cool because we used to do it twice, and now we do it 12 times seemingly a year, and it's become not so cool. So I just think that the more that you do that and you lean into a direction and you just add more, you can easily make things that are really exciting and neat stale really quickly. So I think we just need to be careful not to do that, and put enough emphasis and importance into making our short track package better, because we do have great short tracks around the country that we can lean into and race at. We just need to make our cars structured into a position that we can put on better shows, and I think we can do that, and no reason why we can't. We've had it before, so why can't we recreate that, moving forward? So I would rather see just a better product on the short track stuff than taking them away, for sure. And I don't think they're taking them away, but I'd hate to see a movement, away from that, just because, I think it's an important part of our sport.
And then speaking of short tracks, you're going to team up with Ricky again next week at Hickory, I believe. So how excited are you to get back in a Super?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Last time, I guess, was New Smyrna. They're at the beginning of the year, so I'm excited to go run with those guys again. I hope we continue to progress and improve. And it's tough hitting one, every 2 or 3 months, but I am excited to go and hopefully have a little fun. We'll see.
We're gonna go to Chris Weaver next.
Chris Weaver, Fox 8, WGHP. I was at an event where a driver was asked by a person in the crowd, how much money do you make? It was Michael McDowell. And he answered nicely, but then I followed up with him in an interview, and he thinks the money should be public. Where do you fall on the idea that a lot of pro athletes, you can go and look at their contracts or look at their money situation? Where do you fall on that idea?
I don't have a preference. I mean, that's not up to me, I guess, at the end of the day, but I don't really care one way or the other.